Hi, I'm in Denial, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the best shotguns in Battlefield 5, starting with the worst and finishing up with the best. We'll be looking at things like damage, rounds per minute, spread, how much of an erection you get whilst using them, and what I'm going to term sit the fuck down ability. I'll also give you some specialisation recommendations, and like any recommendation, feel free to just politely nod and then just do what you want anyway. Let me know in the comments below your favourite shotgun, and on a scale from 0 to 5, how much of an erection they give you, 5 being full erection. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First up, or fifth up, last up? Fuck it. In number 5 is the M30 Drilling, a 2-barrel shotgun with an additional barrel for a rifle round. The 2-pump chump can deal huge amounts of damage due to its 48 pellet shell, the highest of all of the shotguns. According to sim.gg, as I understand it, each pellet does 6.3 points of damage up to a 10 meter range, so a total potential damage of 302.4. Enough to take down 3 men, and probably around 9 children? You could stretch this to 10 if you were prepared to, just kick it. Moving on. The M30 Drilling has the worst spread of all of the shotguns at 3 degrees, but with the addition of the internal choke, which sounds kinda hot, you can bring this down to 2.25 degrees, making it comparable to the Model 37, also at 2.25 degrees. It has the highest rate of fire of all of the shotguns at 199 rounds per minute as standard, or 224 with the addition of the trigger job specialisation. However, as this is a double barrel shotgun, it has about as much capacity for shells as a scrotum does for balls. In other words, 2. It holds 2 shells. So though you can fire faster than the interspecies offspring of the Flash and Roadrunner, you've only got 2 shells before you need to reload, which for the M30 is quite a while. The small capacity and the slow reload is what for me puts it into 5th place. Don't get me wrong, the M30 Drilling is great fun, and on the erectionometer is a stiff 5 out of 5. And for the sit the fuck down ability, it's also an easy 5. It's just that the capacity and reload times make it more difficult to rack up kills than the other guns in this video. Mind you, difficult doesn't mean impossible, it just means you may need to play more tactically and be ready to switch to your secondary once you're out. For the specialisations, I've gone with full left side, higher rounds per minute because I don't need to aim any quicker, a longer lethal range because every inch counts, am I right fellas? Penetration because sex jokes, and a tighter spread to get more of those pellets inside my enemies. Secondly, or number 4, is the 12G automatic. Causing 7.2 points worth of damage per pellet up to 9 meters, and with 32 pellets per shell, the 12G automatic can produce 230.4 of overall damage, so 2 enemies and a small child, or just 6.98 small children. The spread is pretty tight at 2.4 degrees and is around average for the shotgun group as a whole. It has a fire rate of 138, though this can be improved with the addition of the trigger job specialisation, which will increase it to 163 rounds per minute, which funnily enough is also the same number of times you have to harass your waitress before she gets a restraining order on you for being sexually inappropriate and violent and for watching her take a dump. It has a capacity of 5 shells, so you can take out multiple enemies before you need to reload, instantly making it a better choice than the M30 Drilling in terms of the potential for triple or more consecutive kills. This can further be increased to 7 shells with the use of the extended mag specialisation. Does this gun make my soldiers stand to attention? Well, not really. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't feel like it packs as much of a punch as the M30 Drilling, and isn't quite as satisfying, so for the erectionometer, it's going to have to be a pretty limp 2 out of 5. It scores a little better on the sit the fuck down ability scale, coming in at 3.5 out of 5. Though it scores lower on the erection and the sit the fuck down test, the 12G automatic is still better than the M30 Drilling, only due to its increased capacity allowing you to take on more enemies in quick succession. For the specialisations, I've again gone for full left. I'd rather reload quicker, so quick reload it is. You know I've gone for the heavy load because, as I've already said, every inch matters, winkety wink. Penetration because I haven't got a choice, and then I've opted for the extended mags as the rate of fire is okay as is, and I'd rather have the extra shells should I need them in a close quarters engagement. Thirdly, is the Model 37. Now, the Model 37 has the highest damage per pellet than any other shotgun at 11.2 points up to 8 meters with 32 pellets per shell, which gives it an overall damage per shell of 358.4, making it the shotgun with the most damage potential. However, the damage sharply drops after 8 meters to a pretty measly 3 points for an overall damage of 33.6 per shell. It also has the tightest spread of all of the shotguns at only 2.25 degrees, and can be made tighter than a nun's lady parts by using the internal choke specialization, making the spread 1.5 degrees. It has a rate of fire of 149, which can also be increased using the trigger job specialization. This would then bring it up to 179 rounds per minute. However, this would mean foregoing on extended mags, which I'd personally rather have equipped. The Model 37 holds 5 shells by default, and this can be increased to 7 with the extended mag specialization, again allowing you to take on multiple enemies in quick succession. So, does this gun give me an erection? I'm going to go with a prominent shaft extension with a definite firming up, which translates to a healthy 4 out of 5. It packs a punch with a very satisfying feel. Now, in close quarters, the Model 37 is nigh on unstoppable and can promptly make enemies take a very quick bow before exiting stage left to reassemble their bows, but fall slightly shorter at longer distances. For this reason, it's a 4 out of 5 for the sit the fuck down ability. For the specializations, I've gone with right, double left and right. The penetrating shot to cause more damage when taking on more than one enemy at a time, slings and swivels to allow me to get the extended mags, and then a heavy load to increase the lethal range in this already low lethal range shotgun. At number 2 is the Shogun shotgun. The Shogun has comparable damages to the M1897 and the 12G automatic at 7.2 points per pellet up to 10 meters with a 32 pellet shell. This makes for an overall damage of 230.4 per shell. For reference, that's 2 adults and a toddler, or if you can't find a toddler, a baby and a family pet. You know, for reference. Also, like the M1897 and the 12G automatic, it also has a spread of 2.4 degrees, which seems to be the average for the shotgun class. Now, hold on to your hats because when it comes to the fire rate, it's actually different from the M1897 and the 12G automatic at 119 rounds per minute, increasing to 138 with the trigger job specialization, which then does make it the same as the 12G, but whatever. The capacity for the Shogun sits at 5 shells and unfortunately doesn't have the option to equip extended mags, which would have been nice for this shotgun. But as they say, sometimes in life you want extended mags, but instead you're going to have to get molested by your local priest. Or something like that anyway. No, I got it. It was a Boy Scout leader. You know what's next? Does it give you an erection? Yes. Most of the time. I'm not talking God help me I'm adamantium hard and it hurts, but yeah, pretty hard. And it certainly feels like it's got a bit of heft behind each shot, which is very satisfying. So overall, a good 4.25 on the old erectionometer. And with regards to putting baby back in that fucking corner where she belongs, the Shogun makes very light work of that, and so I'm happy to score the Shogun a 4.5 out of 5 on the sit the fuck down ability scale. It does feel like this shotgun is particularly suited to quite close quartered engagements, so do bear that in mind. For specializations, I've chosen triple left and then right. With a max capacity of 5 shells, there may be times where I need to switch to my secondary pretty quickly, so I've gone with slings and swivels. Heavy load to extend my lethal range, and penetrating shot to take on multiple enemies with one shot, and finishing with increased fire rate as it is one of the slower firing shotguns. And finally, the M1897, the best shotgun in Battlefield 5 in my opinion. At 7.2 points of damage per pellet in a 32 pellet shell, the M1897 is capable of a max damage of 230.4. So yeah, that's easily a small family with plenty of hopes for the future.
Nope.
The spread is pretty much the standard spread for the shotgun class at 2.4 degrees and doesn't have any specializations that can improve on this. Now, the funny thing about this shotgun is that it has the slowest fire rate of the lot at 99 rounds per minute, going up to 119 with the trigger job specialization. Yet it actually feels much quicker than this. I don't know whether it's the fact that you're able to take that millisecond between shots to re-aim, which improves your chances of getting the kill shot, or what. It just feels better. It's like trying to explain how an erection works. Look, it just does, alright. And then they tell you to leave the school playground because you're an adult. The M1897 has a capacity of 5 shells as standard, which is the average for the shotguns, besides the M30 Drilling, but doesn't have the option to enable extended mags, which kind of sucks. Drumroll please! How does it score on the erectionometer? Pretty darn well. It's not the most punchy shotgun of the lot, and I think that trophy will have to go to the M30 Drilling. But it's certainly satisfying and will get you pretty rigid, so 4 out of 5 is what I'd give it. To top things off, the M1897 can very quickly put enemies down and in doing so make for many an orphan. But oh well, Batman did pretty well out of it, so cut the whining. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 on the sit the fuck down ability scale. For specializations, I've opted for right, double left and then right. I've chosen quick aim as the reload doesn't seem too bad. Heavy load and penetration because, as I keep saying like a broken record with a stutter, every inch matters. And then I've gone with trigger job to increase the rate of fire because I'm not a fan of bayonets. And there you have it, the best shotgun in Battlefield 5. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this.